Just a minute. Good. Good. Likutei Moharan, third base. We are holding base, if base. Okay. So after we learned that that's tzaddikim that learned Torah Lishma, and they are lamdonim, well learned for the sake of kavod and gaiva, and it is through the limud that craftiness, gets into them, and they hate and they persecute the tzaddikim, because the Torah that they learn, because of their twistedness, is switched to combinations of diburim rhyme, of bad diburim, of bad things that they say, that they're speaking about the tzaddikim. Now we also explained that they are persecuting two tzaddikim, both the tzaddik who is now learning the Torah and the tzaddik who originated the chiddush or paskin de halacha. Because why? Why they're persecuting the Tana or the Paisik? Because the ruach of the Tana, his life force, is in the Torah, divrei Torah that he said. So now, when somebody is learning the divrei Torah of the Tana, he connects his own spirit to the spirit of the Tana through the fact that he is speaking the same diburim that the Tana has spoken, and the diburim is the ruach of the Tana. So his ruach and the Tana's ruach are connected. This is called a kiss in Ruchnis, spiritual kiss. And even after the Tana goes away, when somebody learns his Torah, his ruach goes back into his kever, and whoever it is learning it connects his ruach to the ruach of the Tana. Now, when the learner is a rascal, is not the way it's supposed to be, then the Tana does not connect his ruach to these Torah words, in order to prevent that learner from connecting to his ruach. Because they said that somebody at Talmid Chacham, which is not proper, that an avela, a carcass, is better than him. Who would want to kiss himself, kiss a carcass? How much more so that he's worse than a carcass? So the Tana doesn't go there, so it's considered as if he is persecuting the Tana. Now, that brings about the question. We know the divrei Torah and the Kabbalah Tumah. I think that you raised the question, right? You said you asked it yesterday. I poo-pooed it, right? That was wrong. Now, all right. Sorry about that. So how is it possible divrei Torah or the Tana, which is holy and it is pure, they don't cause the lamdan to make tshuva? You speak in diburim, which are totally adrabah. He gets from them craftiness and pride. As the Rebbe says, at the instant when the lamdan is learning the chiddush of the original tzaddik, he should have made tshuva. Because the chiddush of the tzaddik is a spirit of sanctity and purity, and it sanctifies and purifies the person. So, how can the Torah Sheba'al Peh allow, let the lamdan continue with his wickedness, with his wicked ways? The answer is what is said in the posuk afterwards. V'yagid Yaakov l'Rachel, and Yaakov said to Rachel, Ki achi aviyahu, that he is the brother of her father, V'chiven Rivka, that he is the son of Rivka. And afterwards it says, V'taretz v'tagad lagi, and she ran and she told her father. what is alluded to is this. Perish. בשעה שהגיד הצדיק התורה שבעל פה, when the tzaddik, the original tzaddik, said the Torah שבעל פה, הגיד אותה בבחינות, he said it, when it is formatted into a state of tzaddikim ילכו בם, ופוישים יקשו בם. Tzaddikim will get fortified from that, and Rishayim will falter by them. That somebody who is a tzaddik and he learns the Shem Shamayim, he gets elevated by the Torah. And somebody who's a Rasha that learns for the sake of pride and honor, he fails and becomes worse for the Torah. This is what we said, Vayaged Yaakov, this we said, Vayaged Yaakov means the tzaddik, says to Rachel, this is the Torah Shabbat Peh, Ki achi aviyahu, that he is the brother of her father. Her father, who is her father? It's Lavan, right? What is Lavan famous for? The biggest cheater, he's a bigger cheater than Alex Rodriguez, right? Or Lance Armstrong, whatever.
That's real cheating.
Yeah, that's real cheating, because Lavan was, they could be his kids, they could be like nothing compared to him. It's like, Lavan is it. He's like,
offsprings.
What?
They're just offsprings, offshoots.
Sometimes you can speak to people, and as you're talking to them, he says, why did you do this? I didn't do this, or somebody else did it. On the spot, and you can find different... I'm sorry about this. I'm not myself today, you can call me Yitzchak. Yeah, Yitzchak. All right. Ki achi aviyahu, he is her father's brother. Rashi says beramos, in fraud. In other words, if Lavan wants to, he come looking for me, he wants to use force, he wants to use, fraud, I know how to cheat. And what is alluded to is the tzaddik is telling her like this, b'vchinas ufoishu b'kashu bam, that it is possible to fall into ramos, into fraudulent nature through the Torah. And he also said the Torah, the Rochel, the Torah Sheba'al Peh, in such a way that it could be construed, and also he says, V'chi ben Rivkahu, Aksheo. He is the son of Rivka. He's the brother of her father, which is Lavan, which is the Rama. He says, he wants to start up with me, I'll start up with him. V'chi ben Rivka, he's the son of Rivka. Rivka is the Kshera, she's the Tzaddikus, which means, this is the facet of the Torah that supports Tzaddik. And not only this, not only that the Tzaddik said the Torah in a way that allows it, to promote craftiness and deviousness and shiftiness. What's more, she ran and she told her father. So the Torah ran and told Lavan, which means, and that aspect of pushing Kash Lavan, it comes to the Roshel a lot easier than the Kedusha comes to the person through learning. The shiftiness and the craftiness is a lot more easily accessible through the Torah than Kedusha. Kedusha, you need to work, you need to want, you need to all of it, but craftiness, harmonious, this quickly. Immediately the Torah went and told her father, the cheater. כמו שאמרו חז"ל, Masechet Soito, on the Pasuk, Ani Chochma Shachanti Oma. They said that a person should not teach his daughter Torah. It says why? Because anybody who teaches his daughter Gemara he is inserting a mumias, is putting a craftiness into her. You know, Yiddish Avab should be tmimazdik, should be straight. You teach her Torah, teach her mumias. This is mekalkal. This is what does a woman need a mumias? What does she need craftiness for? And the Gemara says that, you know, what they use craftiness for? Use craftiness to cheat on their husbands. Because they can get away with it. Tmimazdik laws, la tzarich, b'shum ma tzarich. That the person should not teach Ani Chochma Shachanti Oma. You know, within the Chochma there's a special residence for craftiness. When a person learns Torah, Nichnas bo mumius, immediately craftiness is part of the picture immediately. And since the women's das is das and kala, you know, the state of mind is frivolous. If she will become crafty, she'll know how to cheat people and to defraud people, and she'll do, you know, bad deeds b'seisen. So you see that when a person learns Torah, it is a lot easier that craftiness will enter him than kedusha. V'zeh v'taratz. And she ran, like a person is running quickly and easily. But Tagid le'avir, that the Torah he magedes la'London amumias, that the Torah teaches the London craftiness and deviousness. This is Prinas Lava, who is a cheater. And the reason why amumias Shabbat Mizbah Benekel V'mi Yusir Yisir La'odom of the Roshel, the Kedusha, then the Kedusha come to the Tzaddik. Ki Kedusha tzirich siyua milamala. The Kedusha needs a lot of assistance mishamayim. And it says, Abba L'Torah Messiah, you know, he who comes to purify himself gets special aid from the Shemayim. Aval Mumias. On this it is said, anybody that wants to defile himself, you know, all you say is just open the door, you fall down the chute. In other words, there's a lot of openings and it comes very easily. Siv Gema. And if it would be difficult for you, if the Tana was a total, complete, perfect tzaddik, how is it possible that he came to this? How did he come to that state that he's saying his Torah, that the Torah comes to, you know, to be able to interpret it either way, you know, either this or that, good or bad. Mashma Stov, a good meaning, interpretation, Dainu Tzadikim Elchubam. Tzadikim, you know, will succeed in them. Mashmus Lehipuch, and the interpretation for the opposite, the Hainu Ufashem Kashlamam. And the wicked will falter through them. Aval Dai should know Shatana Yatzadigam, the Tana was a total and complete tzaddik. Perfect. But the Rasul Zako Mibi Psoilis, and his Torah was totally clean, without any residue, without any Mashinira Mashmos Amumi is that which seemingly it looks as if there is an aspect of craftiness. Ze ki kol ha'olam mekabel parnasasom mismoila. The olam get their parnasa from the aspect of left. K'moshe Kosov, that means that the shefa comes from Shamayim all the time. But in order to contain the shefa, you need a keli. You want to drink from the water, you need to have a cup, right? What is a cup? A cup is a constriction, is a tzimtzum. The tzimtzum enables you to drink. If a person drinks, okay, when you put the liquid in your mouth, what happens to the tongue? It blocks the throat, and then after, when you're ready to swallow, the tongue lets it go, and then it comes in, right? What would happen if the tongue would be cut off? A person will drown, right? So the shefa cannot be utilized unless is a bechina of small, of left, of tzimtzum, of constriction, of definition, of finite. There's an end. There's a measurement. And the oil comes in parnasasim, they get the parnasa, which means a parnasa that is lebracha, that is helpful. What's the big deal? You take a kid and you give him $100 million. He probably won't last a year. They choke. Parnasa means that people have, and it helps them grow, and helps them maintain something. That's true parnasa. It is only possible through a bechina of smoila. So he says about the Torah, he says, Mismoila osha v'kavod. He says, Or chaim mimena. Longevity comes from the right side of the Torah. Mismoila from the left, osha v'kavod, both wealth and honor. In other words, it is through the aspect of left that the Torah, which is in the Torah, that parnasa come to the world. But in order to facilitate that, then the Torah needs a certain bechina of smoila. But it's a Torah of chesed, it's a tzaddik gomer. So how did the left get in there? It says that's the reason why the Tano falls while he says in the Torah le'eza shkio dako kechut asaro. He makes a mistake which is as thin as a hair. It's a nanomillimeter, mistake. The pchina smoila. The small is alludes to the bad side. That it is known that the bad side, suckles from the bechina of small, of gvura, of small. Why? Mishamayim, they push him there. That through this aspect of left, the world, everybody will receive the parnos and the shefa. They should get osha v'kovod. It says from the left is osha v'kovod. But really, mitzad atano and yiftov v'ikrish. His limud is totally Shem Shemayim, but Mishamayim, it is Mishamayim. They push into that, and he says supposedly the Paparois, he talks about this, and he says one should ask, is Gemara Shabbos says Rabbi Bar Rav Shila says Amar Rav Yosef Bar Chama Amar Rav Sheshes. What is it that's written? Longevity is on the right of the Torah, and the left is Osha V'Kovod. He said, what? Yamino, Orich Yamim, there's longevity. Osha V'Kovod Leiko, what? There's no honor. There's longevity. There's no shears. There's no wealth in there. Ella, so he says, like my meaning by those, that are righteous in it. In other words, they have longevity, says the Gemara. How much more so avada that they have wealth and honor. When the masmilim ba, and those, that are left in it, also the wealth there is, Leikum. The longevity, there isn't. Rashi says, Lamaiminim shel Torah. What does it mean, the righteous in the Torah? Those that are rightist in the Torah, of the Torah. Rashi says, Shemepashpeshim Tameim, Bedikduk, that they scour, that they feel out, they re-examine the reasonings when they have a day in the Torah. They hold something in Allah. So they work it out. They make sure that it and they sift the dikduk. Ki amina miyumenes lemelacha, like the right hand that does the work a lot easier. It says, "Oshel go leiko." This is what bitnio, like what in question mark. Avada is, and it says v'lamasmilim those that the lefters in the Torah, which means that they don't all of it on the Torah. They don't toil enough on the Torah. So also, Rashi says, my minim means that they learn to Hashem Shemayim. Masmilim, that they learn Lo Lishma. So you see that also they mean this Osher V'Kovod, all this Osher V'Kovod also in the right. So why does the Tana have to fall into a Bechina of small to bring Osher V'Kovod? So you should see the Paparos, the Chochmah, what he's give the teretz, the arichas. I haven't seen it there. But I remember Rabbi Chashim told me that Or Chaim Be'imino, he says, why does the parnosa of the Elachid comes with such difficulty? So he said, he wrote this passage. He says that to the writers, there's Orach Yom, there's longevity. To the lefters, Osher V'Kovod. Fact the Gemara, what do you mean? They have longevity, they don't have Osher V'Kovod? So the Gemara says, Kol Sheken. They says, but when does the Osher V'Kovod comes? When does the Kol Sheken comes? After you ask a kasha, how is it possible they have longevity and they don't have Osher V'Kovod? So he says, after the kasha, there's Parnasa. So the Parnasa has to come with the kasha, it has to come with difficulty. The Elachid, the Maiminim, the writers, the Parnasa comes with the kasha. This is what he says of it. Mitzad Tano, Mitzad Tano, Mitzad Tano, Mitzad Tano, Mitzad Tano. And if there's no problem. They drop into this. This is what the Lamdan must know before he learns, when he starts to learn. When he's sitting down to learn, he's listening to his voice. The sitter in the gardens. And the Zohar says that when a person learns Torah Shem Shemayim, the Kodesh Baruch Hu and all Tzadim in Gan Eden are listening to his voice, and the Tzaddik has to contemplate. The Lamdan, anybody who learns Torah has to contemplate. You know, before you learn, this will make you do tshuva and you'll learn Shem Shemayim. We'll stop here, but the point is that B'ezrat Hashem, this highly galim of Torah Saveinu, B'ezrat Hashem, should be a tavlin, should be an antidote against the Yitzhahara that has its way with us, or with me at least. And you get koyach to do everything Shem Shemayim B'ezrat Hashem. Okay, now